Hey there, it's Christina Johnson here, transformational nutrition coach and founder of the Emerge Weight Loss Method. And if you have ever yo-yo dieted, so where you go on a diet, you lose a little bit of weight, and then for some reason you stop following the diet, the weight comes back on, and then you start that whole cycle over again. If you can relate to that, then today's video is definitely for you, because what I want to talk about is how restrictive types of diets can actually be one of the big reasons why you've been on that yo-yo diet cycle. And then we'll look at like what to do about it, what to watch out for when you're choosing a weight loss plan so that you don't fall in that trap, and what to do instead. So when I talk about restrictive types of diets, I just want to clarify. What I mean is that most of the diets out there really focus on eating less food. So it's all about, cutting back calories, eating fewer calories, or maybe it's tracking your points, eating fewer points, or eating fewer carbs, or maybe even eliminating food groups altogether. And really, ultimately, most diets are all about just limiting how much we eat. And in theory, that makes sense. But then what happens is we start to believe that the key to weight loss is just eating less. That if you want to lose weight, you need to eat less food. And if like weight loss is stalled or plateaued or not happening, then we just need to eat even less food. And that really is problematic for our body. That's not how our body is designed to operate. And so, even just thinking about this, like how it plays out on a day-to-day basis. So if you've ever been on that type of diet, maybe you can relate to this, where you start off in the morning and you try to eat a really light breakfast. Like maybe you have a banana with your coffee, or maybe you have one egg, or maybe you skip breakfast altogether. You're doing intermittent fasting. So you have that like little to no breakfast, and then for lunch you have a really healthy light lunch. So you maybe just have a salad with low fat dressing and little to no protein on it. And so what happens then by the end of the workday is you are ravenous, obviously, because you haven't fueled your body with food and energy. So by the end of the day, you are so hungry. But not only that, because you haven't fueled your body well, your energy is depleted. Think about a car. Your car just doesn't run on its own. It needs energy from gas. So gas is the fuel for your car that keeps it going and running. And in a similar way, food is energy for your body. And if you're not giving your body enough of the right food, then by the end of the workday, you're going to feel really tired and depleted and exhausted. But not only that, when you're not fueling your brain with the right nutrients it needs, probably your brain is not going to be operating as optimally. Where you maybe have a little bit of fuzzy thinking, you don't have quite the mental clarity that you would like, trouble focusing, all of that can be related to what you're eating or not eating during the day. So if you think about it, then you get to the end of the day, you are starving, you are probably just craving anything that's quick and easy and sounds good to you, and it takes all your energy to just put dinner on the table. And so you just want something quick and convenient and maybe not so healthy. Or, maybe you just have cheese and crackers or chips and salsa, and you sit on the couch and watch TV, and then you don't have the energy to be active, to go for a walk, to play with your kids or grandkids. And so it gets to be this vicious cycle. And so what happens on those restrictive diets is it's a struggle to stick with it because you're hungry and tired and your willpower is depleted. And so it's really hard to be consistent with it. And I think that's one of the biggest struggles that I hear from women, is that they struggle to eat healthy consistently. They can eat well for a while, but then it just feels too hard or too restrictive, or they feel deprived, or they do well during the week, but then on the weekend, they kind of, blow it, so to speak. And so part of this is because of restrictive diets. And so what I want to kind of go through are four reasons why restrictive diets lead to yo-yo dieting or make it hard to eat healthy consistently. And so these are things to avoid when you're looking for a weight loss plan. We want to avoid doing these things because they don't set you up for success. They really set you up for failure, for that yo-yo dieting cycle. So the first one is that when you're cutting calories too much or cutting back your food too much, not eating enough, that actually, it puts your body in starvation mode. And you might have heard this before, but Like, this is a biological need. Our bodies need food to survive. And so if you're not eating enough and you're cutting back and cutting back, then your body will go into this starvation mode because it's not sure. It's not guaranteed that there will be enough food tomorrow or the next week or the next week. And so your metabolism starts to slow down and your body kind of just hangs on to any extra fat that it can so that you have it when you need it in case food is scarce. And that's just kind of a natural biological response that our body has. You know, I kind of like to think of it like similar to a bear. You know, think about a bear before winter, before it enters hibernation. It stores up all this excess fat on its body so that it can get through the winter, get through a time of little food. And so our bodies, you know, kind of, operate in a similar way. If food is not plentiful enough, our metabolism slows down and it will hang on to extra fat. So that's one thing we need to be really careful of. When we want to lose weight, it's not just about eating less, because that, if you eat too little, I mean, we can't eat too much either. There's like this sweet spot. But if you cut back too much, that's going to backfire. And that's why some people, and you might have seen this, I've worked with people who are eating 1,000 calories a day, 1,200 calories a day, and their weight's not budging. And I mean, that's part of the issue. So that's one thing to watch out for with restrictive diets. The second thing is, if we're focused so much on restricting and eating less, we're not really paying attention to making sure that we're giving our body the right nutrients it needs to feel full. You need the right combination of foods. You need protein and fat, good healthy fats and fiber, so that you feel full throughout the day, so that you can eat breakfast and then you really are full and satisfied for 3 or 4 hours until lunchtime. And then you eat a balanced lunch and you're full again through the afternoon. So that by the end of the day, you're not ravenous and wanting to eat anything in sight. So this is really, really important. It's not just about like eating less and restricting, but instead we need to make sure that we are fueling our body well, because food is what gives your body energy. It's what every cell in your body needs, is all the vitamins and nutrients from food in order to be healthy and to thrive. Okay, the third thing to watch out for with restrictive diets is that your body, like I kind of alluded to just a second ago, your body needs a variety of nutrients, of different vitamins and minerals and protein and fat and fiber and amino acids and all these different things in order to be healthy. And when your body starts to become deficient in different nutrients, it can cause all kinds of problems. I mean, it can make it harder to lose weight, where your body just won't let go of fat. But also, if you're deficient in certain nutrients, that can actually create cravings. I mean, did you know that a deficiency in chromium can lead to sugar cravings? Or a deficiency in magnesium can lead to chocolate cravings. So when we're restricting too much and not trying to give our body all the nutrients it needs, then we're missing out on key nutrients that actually your body needs to be healthy, to have energy, to think clearly, and to be able to lose weight. Your body needs to be healthy in order to lose weight in a sustainable, healthy way. So that's number 3. And then the fourth thing to watch out for with restrictive diets is that, again, when we're focused just on eating less, our blood sugar becomes really erratic throughout the day. So your blood sugar might spike after eating, a light breakfast that's full of sugar and carbs, but doesn't have enough protein, fat, or fiber. And then your blood sugar drops. And when your blood sugar drops, you get an energy crash. Your brain will not think as clearly. You won't be as sharp or focused. And then you'll have more cravings for sugar or caffeine to perk you back up. So that blood sugar roller coaster throughout the day really will slow down your weight loss efforts, because when you're on that blood sugar roller coaster, your body will be in fat storage mode, not fat loss mode. And so restrictive diets aren't setting you up to eat those right foods that will keep your blood sugar balanced throughout the day. So those are some of the problems with all of these restrictive types of diets. They really do set you up for failure, because you're hungry, you're having cravings, your body is not in a weight loss mode. And that's why so often you can follow that diet and that plan so carefully for a few days or weeks or even months. But at some point, things start to unravel and you might go back to your old ways. And so here's what I recommend instead. This is my key philosophy that is the foundation, one of the foundations of the Emerge weight loss method. And that is that instead of focusing on eating less, let's focus on fueling your body with nutrient-dense foods. So it's not about cutting back and avoiding, but instead it's looking at what you're eating and really learning a couple key things. So one is we want to figure out, first of all, how do you fuel your body with nutrient-rich foods that will give your body all of the nutrients that it needs to be healthy, for you to have energy, to decrease the inflammation in your body, and for you to just feel good. Because once we increase the health of your body, then the weight starts to come off as a natural byproduct. But not only then are you losing weight, but you are feeling so much better. I mean, it's amazing to me. I was talking to a woman just yesterday in the Emerge program, and she was just telling me how much better she's sleeping. She was dealing with insomnia for about 1.5 or 2 years, and now she's sleeping really well. Her energy is so much better at night. It used to be she'd come home from work and just sit on the couch, and now she has the energy to do things around the house. She told me that she has 5 grandkids. She was with all 5 of them one day, and she was able to keep up with them. And by the end of the day, was tired but felt good. And so it's just amazing when we are fueling our body well that we feel so much better, and that motivates us to keep eating well. And that's one of the reasons why that yo-yo dieting starts to go away. But the other thing that we really need to learn when we're fueling our body well, so yes, we need to fuel with nutrient-rich foods, but then secondly, we need to balance our hunger hormones. So we need to learn to eat the right combination of foods so that you can eat a meal, be full and satisfied for hours, and not have cravings, not feel hungry. And that's going to, you're going to feel more stable throughout the day, but you're going to have a lot more feel like you have more willpower to keep eating healthy. And by the end of the day, you're not going to be ravenous and too exhausted to cook, but you're going to be feeling good. You'll be hungry for dinner, but you'll have the time and the energy to cook a healthy meal. So I just wanted to kind of highlight the difference that yes, there are all the restrictive diets out there that force you to eat less and leave you hungry and deprived and tired and unmotivated. And then there's another approach where you're fueling your body with the right foods to give you the energy and improved health so that the weight just naturally comes off as a byproduct. So if you are interested in learning more about this type of approach to weight loss, which really is so much more sustainable, then just type fuel in fuel eating. Put fuel eating in the comments and I'll reach out to you just with more information and to see how I might be able to help you. Because it really is such a more enjoyable way to lose weight, because you're not feeling restricted and deprived all the time, but you're eating foods that you enjoy and are healthy and feel good and make you feel good. And it just makes it so much more sustainable to stick with long term. So type fuel eating in the comments if you want me to reach out with more information. And I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to type them below. Have a wonderful weekend and we'll talk again soon.